Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, today we're going to show you how to make this full width automatic blog post slider, and it really is easy to do. It couldn't be easier, and it's a really effective thing to have on your site and a great way of showcasing your blog posts. So let's get started. I've actually got my Visual Builder open here, so I'm simply going to delete what I've got right here. Okay, and let's just leave that as it is. When you first start a page, it's going to put a section in there which is a regular section. I want a full width section for what I want to do today, so I'm going to hit the blue button for a section, left click, and I'm going to hit full width. Now you get a reduced set of modules for the full width section, but the one I want today is a full width post slider. Now, as you can see, it's thrown that in there. Let me just save that. I'll get rid of this section that's above there so we can see a little bit better. Okay, and what it's doing by default there is actually putting my featured image in as the background, which is not really going to work for what I've got going on here. So let's go into my post slider here. Now we're on the content tab. Choose how many you want to put in there. I'm going to put 12 in there. You can include all categories, current categories, etc., etc. These are the categories that I've got on this particular site here, and it'll put those in for you. You can order them: date, new to old, old to new, title A to Z, Z to A, or random. I'm going to leave mine new to old because I'd like the newest one to show up first. Button right there, read more. Say view post, or whatever it is that works for you. Now the content to display underneath show excerpt, that's fine for me. The other one is show content, and I've got way too much content to want to put that up on each slide. So show excerpt is perfect for me, and it's using the post excerpt there. You can choose the length of your excerpt right there, which is fine, and you can offset your post if you want to, but I'm fine with all of that. Now below that we've got our elements tab. Show arrows, here's our arrows, that's fine. Show controls, that's the little dots down below there, that's fine too. Show the read more button, that's fine. And post metadata, that's the author, the date, the category, and comment count. Now the featured image, that's the one that I was telling you is in the background there. Really doesn't work for me. Mine's too busy, that background image, so I think I'll put in a separate one. And I think I'll put my featured image perhaps on the left hand side. You can put it, at the moment default is for the background. You can put it left, right, top. I think I'll end up with mine on the left. That's how I had it before. I mean, that works a bit better, but I prefer to have mine on the left or the right, so I'm going to put mine on the left, which is great. And as you can see, it's sort of center aligned, left aligned the text on the right there, as we've got an image now on the left hand side, which is great. Now the reason it's got that sort of pinky color in the background there is that's the accent color that I've got set for this theme, but I'm going to change that background in a little while anyway. Okay, moving on down to the link. You can have this link to anywhere you want if they click outside the button here. If you're linking to an external site, you'll want it to open in a new tab. If you're linking to somewhere on your own site, just leave it in the same window. For external links, it's a good idea to do it in a new tab because it leaves your site open. Now I don't particularly want this to link anywhere. You could link it to your blog post page or something by simply putting a link in here, but I'm going to just leave that blank for the time being. Okay, down the background, this is where I'm going to change it out a little bit. I'm going to change that pinky color to perhaps a purple color. I'm going to add an image, and for those of you that watched my videos before, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to choose that image. And that actually works okay. You can see everything quite well. But I just want to sort of interest it up a little bit. I put that purple colour in the background. You may be thinking, why? Well, if we slide down a little bit, you've got some options here. You can use it as a parallax effect. You've got this CSS one. Let's move this over this side. You'll probably be able to see better. If I scroll up now, you'll see that she stays where she is. I haven't got much scroll room here. That's actually fixed background, but they call it CSS here. Or you've got true parallax, which that works as well, but this image is not quite big enough, where it moves at a slightly different rate from the foreground. But I'm not going to use that today. I'm going to go down a little bit further. I'm going to go to background image blend right there, and I'm going to put mine on, try luminosity, something like that. They've got some wonderful effects here, they really do. One of my favorites is the multiplier there. That's going to work fine. Everything stands out. You can still see the image, and it's pretty dramatic in the background there. So I'm fairly pleased with that. Let's just move this back over here. Admin label, full width slider, that's fine. And you only really need the admin label for if you go in a wireframe, it'll show you that is the admin label right there. Okay, let's go over to our design tab and put this back on desktop view. Now you can have an overlay. I really don't need an overlay. An overlay will darken out that background even more, but everything's working fine for me. So I'm going to leave that off right like that. It was actually on as default, but I actually prefer it off like that. It's just a little bit brighter. Everything stands out perfectly too. Great. You use a text overlay if it's not working in the background. That will simply put a dark area around all your text for you, and you can change the color, etc., etc. Navigation, you can change the colors and things like that. I'm going to leave mine just as it is. The image itself, don't want to change anything there. You can give it a border, box shadow, rounded corners, etc. I'm happy with it being just as it is. Might try a little bit of box shadow. You just see a little bit of box shadow under there now. Going on down, text, well, you can do it all at once. You can make it light or dark, align it left, right, center. It says it's center aligned, but it's not. You can left align it, or sorry, right align it, left align it, which is what I want, or you can justify it. I'm happy with it being left aligned there. And you can edit them separately too, title, body, and meta text. Title, let's make that a little bit more interesting. Make it semi-bold perhaps. Yeah, and let's give it a silly color. That purple is not going to show up too well there, but if I click on the color and make it sort of wild pink or something, that's going to stand out very well. I'm going to copy that color. So I just right clicked on the color, copy title text color, left click to copy. Let's go down. Body text I'll leave just exactly as it is. Again, you can make it bigger, smaller, different font, however you want to do that. Meta text, which is our author, date, etc. I'm going to paste the color that I copied. Paste title text color in there. There we go. Let's change that. Now we're pretty much there really. I don't particularly want to do much more to it. I'll go down to the button. I'll use custom styles for the button. Text color I'll leave as it is. Background color, let's put in purple. We'll paste in the pink color we used above, and we'll do the same for the border down below. Border color. There we go. That's pretty striking looking little post slider there. Okay, well the only real thing I want to do, actually while we're in the button, when we hover over it, it's got a little icon right there. You can choose your icons from this list of elegant themes icons here. You can choose to show it or not. And you can choose a color for it. You can say only show on hover if you want, or you can have it there all the time. By turning that off, it's there. That will actually sort itself out when you go the other way. I'm happy to be the normal way. Button alignment, You can have it left, which I'm happy with, middle, or right. I'm going to keep mine on the left. You can throw in a bit of text shadow just to make that text stand out a bit more. I think that will work better. And let's give it a shadow on the bottom too. Fantastic. So I'm happy with that. The only thing we want to do now really is to make it animate, because I want it to revolve on its own. I don't want people to have to click the arrows or the dots to be able to go to the next post. So still on the design tab, if we go all the way down to the bottom to animation, automatic animation, I'm going to flip that one to on. 7,000 milliseconds or 7 seconds is the default. I'm going to put mine to about 4, which will be 4,000 milliseconds, 4 seconds. And I'm going to leave continue automatic slide on hover to off. That way when they hover on it, when we're on the front end, it'll stop so they can read the data or click the button or look at the image there. If you don't want it to stop, just click that to on, but I find that default setting works best for me in these situations. Okay, well let's save our changes, save the draft or publish if you're ready, and exit the Visual Builder. And there we have it. There's our little blog post slider. And that's a great little feature to have on your site. It's rolling through. Really easy to do. Couldn't be easier. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.